Hey, so I'm glad we got to connect, and I know we have a more formal presentation coming in the near future, but I wanted to go over some data and just overall Journi's approach so that, we could both have an understanding of where we're at, and at the same time, you can have a feel for if we're going to be a good fit overall. 88% buy, they get to the signing table, but when it's time to rehire or do another transaction, they say they will hire that agent that helped them again, but only 13% actually do. This gap, all right, this gap between 13% and 88% is huge. And this is the core opportunity I feel most top agents have, or even solid agents have, in not doubling, but at least tripling their business. And the beauty of it is, the contact is already in your phone. You already probably know who you are. The difference is they're not getting nurtured correctly to turn them from someone who casually remembers you to someone that you're consistently building authority with, and thus rehiring you or hiring you or referring you. Today, 71% of buyers and sellers nationally say that they actually prefer working with agents who have a strong social media presence. At this point, it is the medium in which buyers and sellers expect to have some form of relationship with you to either rehire you, hire you, or refer you. So at any given time, right, there's 3,400 other agents that are actively marketing on social and probably to your ideal audience, right, in some way, shape, or form, which means that if you're not active and the content is not intentional, then that opens up the door for any one of those 3,400 people to land in their phone and start building the relationship that you should have probably been nurturing, right, or could have been nurturing. Now, the opportunity here, because I know that can feel a little daunting, is that on the flip side, only 3% of these agents actually leverage any type of professional help to do this, right? Or have any type of intentional or systemized approach or talent helping them do this, meaning that they're using social media, but they might not be using it to its full capability or building any type of machine-like system to get the most out of it, if you will. Okay, so I think a big takeaway here is that because the prospects and your referral partners are sizing you up from their phones before they ever even reach out to you or reach out to you, right? If you already have a relationship, the real truth here is that as an agent, you either, and this is all agents, not just you, but you either use social correctly to use it as a mechanism to scale this trust, or you're going to, by nature, stay stuck on this one-to-one nurture hamster wheel, right? Like pop buys, knocking on a door one by one, sending an individual text. We call this the drain. This means that agents that are DIYing their social media marketing and their brand building on social are essentially losing 38% on average of their week. That's 10 to 15 hours playing what we call creative director or social media marketer instead of playing the role of closer, right? So we understand why this happens. They want to be front facing. They might like the tools. They might feel like, oh, this is a better use of my time. But the truth is, when you do the math, right, with say a 15K average commission in a leading market, every hour spent editing content, writing captions, filming video, etc., it's actually costing you, the agent, or all of the agents that are not doing this, thousands in lost opportunity. When we piggyback off that 38% of weekly hours that are lost, and we look at the other side of the equation, which is the top producing teams, the top 1 to 5% producing teams and agents, which in this case is around 20 plus transactions a year, right, and more. Among these top producers and these mega teams per se, their outsourcing is around 65 to 70% when it comes to social media marketing, building their brand on social, meaning that they're outsourcing that to a team. And what that's doing is that's freeing up their space to be doing more of, like I said, their zone of genius, sales, closing, and everything else they have to do operationally to actually grow the business. So, this is a very important stat to me because it's not about if they're talented enough to. A lot of times with the agents, they'll tell me, well, I'm good enough to do this. It's like, yeah, I didn't say you weren't good enough to do it. The question is, it's not if you can do it, it's if you should be doing this. Is this the best use of your time, or is it time to leverage your time at least with people that can do this on your behalf at a higher level, better level, more aligned level, et cetera, et cetera. And my goal of showing this stat is that the top agents, 65% to 70, almost 70% of them nationwide have already made that decision. They've already made that outsourcing decision. They've already invested into that leverage, and thus they're able to outperform most of their competition. I don't see a reason why that can't be you, but I think it starts with a shift in mindset first. So let's talk about the power of being an authority of a niche as an agent, right? So niche authority referrals, or referrals that come to you knowing or trusting you as an authority of a specific niche. It could be condos, it could be divorced wives, it could be first-time home buyers. These referrals convert at 50% compared to just 1 to 2% for something like a cold digital ad or Facebook ad, some Zillow lead that you paid for that has no connection, no trust built with you specifically. They're just searching for a listing. Putting out just listed, just sold is keeping you active on social, but it's not necessarily building up any authority, any trust, any true connection. So at Journi, we believe both in agents' long-term sales volume, the growth of it, and the personal potential of that agent, right? As a human, as a service provider, that total potential, we believe that it's built on a foundation of unbreakable trust that's earned in steps, right? Hence the term journey. Earned in steps instead of the pursuit of these short-lived viral views that a lot of social media, people will try to sell you on, right? So that means that getting more essentially actually starts with going in, meaning you as a person, embracing the true you, yes, as an agent, but also as a person, right? To make a connection with someone on a human level, not just as on a professional level, and embracing the true you and your earned expertise to lead the people who need you most, typically probably already in your phone book that's in your sphere, in a way that only you can. This idea of earning trust in steps versus doing some magical circus act, Instagram post that's going to have you go viral, but at the end of the day isn't earning the trust that you need to get hired. The go viral approach, which is what the average social media, strategist is going to tell you about, is, hey, chase these random trends and put out just spray and pray content, give it a chance, just be consistent. When in reality, that may keep you busy and maybe even visible, but it rarely converts. Even if it does go viral, it happens fast, but it fades quick. Now, on the flip side, the Journi brand building, loyalty driven approach is our method is, hey, let's focus on a niche target audience, deepen and strengthen the connection with this smaller, targeted, more higher value audience, and use your earned expertise in context to their pain. Doing it this way, when we say turning your sphere into super fans through building personal brand, doing it this way not only makes you top of mind, which is what so many agents are looking for, but actually makes you the only choice in their mind, which is a huge competitive advantage. It takes patience, but it builds compounding momentum, or momentum built over time with interest. And lastly, what does transformation look like? Well, there's 4 major transformations you can expect. Number 1, no more generic identity crisis, right? So no more, hey, I don't know who I am. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I have a real estate license and I have a blazer on, right? That's going to go away. We're going to be able to build a high authority reputation, and we're going to do that in the social media space. Number 2, no more I'll do it myself stress, right? Meaning that you're taking your time doing it, typing captions, writing posts, taking photos, making videos. You now have convenience in that you have a full service media department essentially for less than the cost of even one single part-time employee, okay? Third, that's with Journi. Third, no more reputation gap, right? So no more of this, hey, in the real world, people know me as this when I walk down the street in this town, but when I Google the same town or go into the search or AI or whatever it may be in social and explore tab in search, my name is not there. So instead of this reputation gap that I call between the real world and the digital and the social media world, now you have a total social reputation that's duplicated. You're basically duplicating the reputation that you have in the physical world when you walk down the street and people know you and trust you, but now you're going to have it also in a much more scalable way on social where this party is happening that unfortunately, you don't have the same reputation online yet as you do in the real world. We're going to close that gap. And number 4, no more lost, repeat, and referral revenue. So now that you have this rolling, right, because we're looking at this as a system, a machine that's being built with talent, us leveraging you, now you have a 24/7 nurture machine, if you will, so that you never lose any of these deals that were going to come from your sphere, again, because they simply forgot about you or haven't heard from you or lost trust in you because another agent took that trust from you. All right. So I hope this was helpful. Please note any questions or thoughts that came up during watching this. And again, I would love to hear what stood out as valuable to you, what stood out as attractive to you. I'd also like to hear if you have any questions about anything that you saw in this presentation. If you do, send me a message or write them down, and we can go over them when we see each other next at our next meeting.